It's 6 o'clock. Welcome introductions.
Hang on, are we recording yet?
Oh,
Let's make sure we're recording.
Margie.
This is why if I had to make my living as an administrative person, I would starve to bed.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order again then for the record. Do we need introductions, or I think we've all gone through that? First thing I need to certify that we conducted executive session today, and it says December 20th, that is not right, February.
Not correct. February 20.
At 5:30, and the topic of discussion was limited receiving information about prospective and current employees. No final actions were taken by the board. I'm now ready for approval of minutes. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the December 10th, 2023 meeting?
December 19, was it?
Oh, December 19th, sorry.
I can't do it because I wasn't here.
You have to.
No, you actually, when it comes to approving minutes, it's fine to go, you
Okay,
can
so
vote even though
moved.
you weren't there. Yeah.
So moved, and then I'll stay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I probably should have said any discussion, sorry. The motion carries. Can we get a motion to approve the minutes of the January 5th, 2024 meeting?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Nothing opposed. So let's all vote. I vote aye.
Aye. All those in favor? Yeah,
All in
aye.
favor, yeah. This is, sorry. Did you say aye? Okay. The motion carries. Can I get a motion to promote?
Okay, hold on.
Oh, I'm
Now
sorry.
we're going to go to board business.
Oh, I'm sorry.
certification of
I'm going by
claims.
your cheat sheet. I'm sorry.
Well, that's just the cheat sheet. That's not the agenda.
Okay.
So-
So I apologize, sorry.
We'll ask for the chiefs or their representatives to certify claims and payroll.
Yes,
As being accurate and up to date.
yes.
Perfect.
Thank
And
you.
now Bloomington Police Department will give its statistical reports for February 2024.
Okay, do you have the slides, Chris, or is we just working off the paper? Okay, working
Yeah,
off paper.
I was
Yeah.
just looking at this. I'm sorry.
That's fine, yeah, I just didn't know. So if we look at calls for service for the month of January, they were at 5716, almost an identical duplicate to last year. Next slide. This crime total is off, and I'm not sure where this slide originated from, so we're going to update you next month with better, because the 2023 numbers are not correct. And we're checking on 2022 numbers as well. 2024 numbers are also not correct on there, so again, I apologize. I'm not sure where this slide necessarily originated, but those are incorrect totals. The traffic stops by month, 1376 for this month.
Whoa,
That's a significant increase,
yeah.
right? That's part of the initiative that's helping us bring down some crime rates that we'll be able to highlight for you next month when we put everything
Can I
together.
answer the question?
Sure.
We keep data on racial breakdown of people.
We do.
Okay, and does it reflect the population pretty closely, or?
Within the margins, yes.
Okay.
Involving weapons, again, they're down from last year. Now, unfortunately, we did have homicide in January, so that's reflected in here as well, but our numbers have fallen for this month at least. Adult arrests for this month January were 193 as opposed to 163 from the year before. Juvenile referrals, we had none in January as compared to 4 last year. That is not the end of a hate crime reporting period. You'll see that in April, at the April meeting for the January to March. These are nuisance calls for service. Again, disturbances make the large bulk of those. Intoxication's part of it, vandalism's part of it. And again, there's oftentimes a cross-pollination between disturbance and intoxication, so you see that. I talked to Joe this morning. We had 807.5 training hours, which is up from last year. We had 1 new officer completing the 80-hour ILEA refresher course, 2 detectives attending a homicide course, 13 officers attended the mandatory in-service training, 10 officers online breath test recert, and then you see K9, CERT, CDU, and the Honor Guard at their normal monthly trainings. Community engagement, there were 13 as opposed to 11. Community engagement hours, almost 31 as opposed to 21.7 in 2023. And we had more personnel involved this month. Some of those were the police social workers at Bloomington High School North. Not even going to attempt to pronounce that word. The Latinas meeting, Monroe County Humane Association outreach, Kinzer Flats DRO meeting, and the DRO outreach meetings and other meetings. We have Larry Bear's drop off at BPD. Anything about that one?
Yep, that is, that retires, or I'm sorry, it's in honor of a retired IMPD officer. His daughter now lives in the Bloomington area, and every year she brings in, she calls them Larry Bears. They're small, like police stuffed animals that the officers have in their patrol cars they can hand out if they're on a scene where we've got a child involved.
And we've got a visit to Cedars Christian School coming up. Police social workers, they had 13 new referrals in this month. That's down a little bit from last month, but they've got a lot of continuing contacts. As you see, 348 continuing contacts. They've assisted clients with getting housing, assisted on scene with a juvenile who located their father deceased, and assisted with a client assessing some financial resources or having issues with Social Security and disability. Yeah, and he was 8. Yeah. Yeah, he got a lot of help.
Yeah, I'm sure the social worker connected to all the resources.
We had to find relatives first
Oh, okay.
because he was by himself.
By
here
himself,
after his
yeah.
Dad was deceased.
Oh, so he had no other guardian?
No, they were out of state. So, we had someone writing in wanting to talk about Citizens Academy and how well it went for them. They really appreciated the academy itself, with some special thanks to Sarah Chanavez and Officer Garrett Heitink were noted during that. And we're into general expenditures.
So, let's see. We'll do the general business before we do, that's what's next on the agenda. So I want to touch a little bit on where we're at with the number of officers we have. So we're authorized 105 officers. We are currently at 85, so we're 20 short. We do have one that's currently at the academy. He graduates April 19th. We have 3 certified awaiting approval from the state for the pension fund. And we have 8 in the current process awaiting the conditional offers that we would extend to them once the board gives us the authority to do that. We have a program called Community Service Specialists, which are non-sworn people that take minor calls for us. We had a hiring process for that, and we are in the process of hiring 4. We're just waiting on the approval from Human Resources to finish that up. We're hiring some part-time community service people. We have 2 of those people, and we're waiting again for HR to approve that. And we have 2 openings for social workers. The job posting closed yesterday. We've not received the applications from HR for us to start the interview process. But we believe there were 5 people who applied for that position. Next is purchase expenditures and procurements. There were 2 large purchases of around, I think they were like 20,000 each, and they were for to Axon, which is the purchase of tasers
And body cams.
and body cams.
And then we bought some radios. I think we'll see.
So we're using tasers again?
I'm sorry,
We're using tasers again?
we never had them.
Oh, but we're going to get them, is that what
Yes.
you're saying? Yeah.
Yes.
All the jail used them, and that was that whole issue.
Yes.
Yeah, so, okay. Everything blurs together. after
Yes,
a while, yeah.
tasers, the proposal went before the last Board of Safety, and it was approved by them, and so we're moving forward on purchasing tasers. And it's, if you're not familiar with what they are, they're a less lethal option that Bloomington police officers have never had, but every other law enforcement agency in the county does have them. And so the last mayor approved moving forward with outfitting our officers with that piece of equipment.
I'm curious, will there be trainings now that we have these tasers? Like, will there be like a training and then you'll report them? I would like those reports, just like the training reports that y'all have.
We can do that.
Thank you.
And all the officers who have them will be trained on them.
Okay. But just, anyway, okay, thank you.
Then they're done as a taser and all that, anyway. So ready for the personnel issues?
Yes.
Now we'll go to making offers to the people we just discussed, executive session. But let's start with, can I get a motion to make an offer of employment to Adam Kirsch?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Excuse me, hang on, I'm
yes, sir.
sorry. I'm gonna have you
Can we just do all of it?
take a look at your cheat sheet,
Right here,
please.
okay. Oh, what was going to order in the agenda? You want me to go this order?
Well, I want you to be able to read all of that because your motion should include what
Oh.
those steps are.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Can I know what this?
I'm being a stickler.
No, I appreciate it. Can I have to revise my request. Can I get a motion to extend a conditional offer of employment to Adam Kirsch contingent upon successful completion of the remaining steps in the hiring process, physical examination, psychological examination, accepted by local and state position, effective immediately?
Second.
Here, have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye. No, and so pass 3-0. Okay, can I get a motion to extend a conditional offer of employment to Audrey Warren contingent upon successful completion of the remaining steps in the hiring process, physical examination, psychological examination, accepted by local and state pension, effective immediately?
So moved.
Here, motion and a second. Is any discussion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 3-0. This is getting very repetitive, I apologize. Can I get a motion to extend a conditional offer of employment to Anthony Hampton contingent upon successful completion of the remaining steps in the hiring process, physical exam, psychological exam, accepted by local and state pension, effective immediately?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 3-0. For Joseph Sheehan, can I get a motion to extend a conditional offer of employment to Joseph Sheehan contingent upon successful completion of the remaining steps in the hiring process, physical examination, psychological examination, accepted by local and state pension, effective immediately?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passed 3-0. I should have brought a drink. I didn't realize I'm going to be reading this much. Can I get a motion to extend a conditional offer of employment to Riley Pardue contingent upon successful completion of the remaining steps in the hiring process, physical exam, psychological exam, accepted by local and state pension, effective immediately?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? 3-0. Can I get a motion to extend a conditional offer of employment to Aaron Mason-Gill contingent upon successful completion of the remaining steps in the hiring process, physical exam, psychological exam, accepted by local and state pension, effective immediately?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
No.
Hearing none. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? 3-0. Motion carries. Can I get a motion to extend a conditional offer of employment to Peyton Wallace contingent upon successful completion of the remaining steps in the hiring process, physical exam, psychological exam, accepted by local and state pension, effective immediately?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? No. Motion carries 3-0. For Tyree Dabney Murphy, is it Tyree? Can I get a motion to extend a conditional offer of employment to Tyree Dabney Murphy contingent upon successful completion of the remaining steps in the hiring process, physical exam, psychological exam, accepted by local and state pension, effective immediately?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome, good job.
Blah, 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 blah. And we still need to do the promotion of, can I get a motion to promote Officer First Class Tyler King to the rank of Senior Police Officer effective March 4, 2024?
So moved.
Second?
I have motion and second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 3-0. Okay. Now we're ready for the, do we need to sign anything now, or we wait to sign everything at the
We can
end?
sign at the end.
Okay.
And then we need to go next slide for cert deployment.
Okay.
We had none in January.
Thank you. Ready for fire department business?
Okay. Tanya Daffern, Assistant Chief. I put together the report, so please, if there's additional information that you want or don't want or see a different aspect, please let me know. So, these are January numbers. Run breakdown, as you can see in the upper right, 2024 runs are in red, lower than last year. So, and then the location, most of the runs are in the city.
Wait, how do you get 2024? Is the red?
Is the red line, since we're a month in arrears, so we only have January numbers so
Okay.
far. So next, you'll have 2 dots next month from January and February.
Oh, the dots move up.
They move according to
Oh, okay.
the run.
Okay. I was like, what?
Yeah. And like I said, we just put 4 years, because if you put 5 years, it looks even busier.
Thank you.
This is a response heat map for all the runs. Again, this is just the month of January. The red spots are where we go frequently. If I'm going too fast, please let me know. This is the response heat map for false alarms. Again, you can see where we're at pretty frequently. East 3rd Street campus, south. Turnout times are the times it takes the crews from the time the alarm is acknowledged for them to get on the rig. Our goal is, in the blue, is less than 80 seconds for fire runs and less than a minute for EMS runs. The blue means we're totally within the goal. Green is okay, yellow needs help. Response times. So this is the travel time for the first responding engine on a fire call. We're meeting the goal of less than 240 seconds, 60% of the time. So, and you can see at the 90th percentile, we're at 5 minutes 53. Prevention and public engagement. Last year, we actually was the first time prevention actually met their inspection goal. So since we met it last year, we upped it this year. So, and we were actually had added another inspector mid-year, so that really made the difference in getting some of the inspections completed. Training, as you can see, we exceeded our goal, which is roughly 30 to 35 hours per person on the department. We need to start Recruit Academy January 22nd, and that's all they do is train 40 hours a week. So, and there were 4 of them are totally brand new recruits, and 1 was a rehire, so his was an accelerated. And those on the right, those are the breakdown of the topics that we have.
This one right here
Yes.
is 0 January. Help me understand. Where is it? January?
January is the column you have. As we go forward,
Okay.
progress, then there'll eventually be 12 columns. The red line is that's the goal. And when we have blue across the board, or we have blue above the red line, it means we exceeded our goal.
For training and education.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All that makes sense. Like I said, and we'll have some conference hours coming up, so the MIHs are headed out, the inspectors are going out, so the categories will fluctuate month to month. So.
And what's some of the other training, because that's the biggest column by far?
The biggest column is other, so that's where we have physical fitness. So everyone is, all the operations personnel, if they're working a 24-hour period, they're expected to work out. at least for an hour of that. The other it's a catch-all, because some of the other things that we do train on don't really fit in any of the other categories. So, and a lot of the online certifications, they fall in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about how the goals are, what's the process for establishing the goals?
The goals is, like I said, 30 to 35 hours per month per person. So of that, if we average that someone works 10 shifts a month, so that 10 of that would be working out, right? And then we want them to work 2 hours on every shift. Is pretty much either assigned through the training division, assisting with the recruits, officer assigned. So they might say, you know, the last fire we didn't do so well pulling hose, let's go down to the tower and pull some hose, or throw ladders, or, and they're also in the other is part of the SOG medical protocol review. So half an hour of that a day is what.
ISO and National Fire Standards is what says we need to have 35 hours a month. That's what sets our mark that we try to reach.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so the same for like the time to fire suppression, those goals are coming from a state or national standard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Turnout
so,
times, all those are coming
Right.
from national.
From national standards.
Those are national
yeah,
standards.
Yes.
yeah, we didn't randomly pick that.
It would be lower or higher if you were, you said you didn't pick it.
Well,
didn't pick
right
it.
now it's a little bit higher because we're really not in a fire station right now, so our travel time from bay to the apparatus is a little longer because we're not in it. So some of that depends on that, and then right now it's not too bad. Summertime when the construction and stuff takes over in Bloomington, the travel time gets longer due to all the roads being tore up. But so I don't know if we would pick anything different. That's just a nice target to try to hit and see where we're at with it.
Thank you.
Mobile integrated healthcare, these are our community EMTs. These are the ones that provide the gap care. And a lot of referrals that they get are from crews who are being very proactive. They go respond on a 911 call, the crew does, and say this person looks like they need some help, and we'll refer them to the community EMTs, and they go out and visit, and how can they improve this patient's quality of life, basically. So as you can see, we had one that due to the MIH intervention, she got into a facility for rehab, and she lost 50 plus pounds. Now she's mobile on her own, which it sounds like she was not before. Got a patient and their spouse to a skilled nursing facility, and that's better for them. And again, coordinating with an agency to get respite care for patient caregivers after months of trying. Respite care is relatively new, and they're finding that caregivers actually, there's a very high percentage, like 30% die before their patient does. So the caregivers, it's an extremely stressful job. It's important to get the respite care so they can get a break. And then patient appointment with a primary home visiting service. They moved it up nearly a month because the MIH was able to say, hey, you really do need to get this medical assessment in quicker because of XYZ. So, if you've ever tried to get your appointment scheduled earlier, it's not an easy task. So, any questions? Yes, sir.
Yeah, would you give me a 60-second overview of the mobile integrated healthcare initiative?
I don't know if I can keep it down to 60 seconds, but no.
Just super high level.
But really, the gap care is there. People are out there who need further assistance, and they may not even know that Bloomington is rich with social service or organizations that are more than willing to help provide resources. I mean, until this started, didn't know that there was like a mobile agility lending library. So if you needed a walker or a cane or something like that, you could borrow one. You wouldn't have to buy one. If you need food service, if you need assistance with getting home health, home respiratory therapy, physical therapy, people don't even know that these things are out there. And so meanwhile, they're just people get to stay in their homes longer because of these type of interventions,
This
because
is a
they're helping.
program- This connection is a service offered by the fire department?
Yes.
Yes.
And so you're connecting them to other community resources?
Right.
As a function of...
Right.
that people, it's just part of your day-to-day work, as it's not a special call, it's not a special, it's a, we're in the community, we see this opportunity, we make the connection.
Right, and we get a lot of lifting assistance calls. So if an apparatus goes to the same person 3 or 4 times because they've fallen recently, we will set them up with an MIH visit to help them determine, can they stay on their own? Do they need to go to assisted living, that kind of thing? Or is there something they could get to come to their house, help them with that? And then also it helps with, I think, quality of life for people who are trying to stay home and not go to assisted living facilities or nursing homes, that we can send them out and they can help them discover what other resources are out there that they may not be aware of, that they are tied into.
Like, why are they falling?
Yeah.
Right, sometimes it's just a safety assessment in the house, right? So it's assistance with that, and then referring out to other agencies who may help them better. And we're doing the medical assessment and communicating with doctors and nurses and vital signs and everything.
I would just say one quick thing more. I think from the fire service side of it, this is more of a preventive thing, where the fire service has always been a reactive. We wait on the 911 call and then go fix the problem. This is trying to be on the front end and keep the problem from happening, so we don't have to have the 911 call, which is something we've not done before.
Appreciate it.
I don't know about the 60 seconds, sorry. Letters of appreciation and commendation. Oh, okay. In recognition from the Air Force.
And the Space Force.
And, okay.
And Space
What
Force.
did you do for the Air Force?
I cannot tell you. While I put together statistics, I do not add all the certificates, so.
You can't tell us because it's a need to know.
Yeah, there we go. Then we'd have to,
High level.
we'd have to have Mike arrest you.
Yeah.
That's what I told you.
Exactly. And general business, do we have anything?
I don't know if we have anything. We've had no huge expenditures or procurement yet in January.
Anything to expect?
We are working currently on trying to procure a ladder truck, which will be in about the $1.7 million range. That's coming up hopefully for us to review. And then we're working on some software for the MIH program that will be in that.
1.7 million?
And that's a cheap one.
I know, so you go, yeah.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
3 or 4 what?
Ladder trucks.
Maybe.
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
And then personnel issues, we have 2 on long-term surgery recovery, 1 on light duty, and 3 that are sick right now.
Okay. Do we have any old business? Do we have any new business?
Not from the board.
Do we have any petitions and communications from the public? I don't think so. Someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Except for stay for a bit, I think we need to sign some stuff here, but.
That's right. You got some signing to do.